Howdy all, I am Adam the Renaissance Nerd. You are regular to this channel, and now if you're not, remind you I love many things Japanese, including the women. Joking aside, I am a big fan of a lot of things that come out of Japan. I love anime, big anime fan, basically my entire life. Video games, Japan, the birthplace of modern video games. They did it best, they did it first, and it spread, and everybody's been trying to mimic it for decades. And I also appreciate Japanese culture to a very large extent. I appreciate the respect they have for traditions, for their family units, that kind of stuff, and that they haven't sold out where they came from. That each region in Japan basically cherishes where they came from. So I have a lot of respect for Japan, the products they make, and their culture. I'm not a Japanophile by any sense of the word, but I do enjoy a lot of things Japanese. So I wonder, and I've said it a lot, Japan seems to be inherently resistant to wokeism because it's a kill or be killed economy when it comes to the pop culture. In the manga and anime industry, if your product is not successful, if you do not develop a fan base, you're done. It's a meritocracy over there. You must have excitement. You must be bringing in the bucks. Same to an extent with it been that way with the video game industry. If something isn't working in Japan, it's not going to see worldwide success usually because they have to build on the foundation of the home base. They tend to reject wokeism because wokeism relies on virtue signaling. It relies on pretending something's important when it isn't. And it relies on fabrication of facts, not logic. So inherently, Japan has seemed to be resistant to the wokeism invading, trying to invade anime, trying to invade manga, trying to invade, to an extent, video games and other aspects. But is it successfully defending it now? Suddenly, especially today, as I am going to take us to Bounding into Comics in a moment, a trio of stories. Some a couple days old, first coming here, and I've been watching them. But again, I like to go to Bounding into Comics sometimes because they put it all together in one nice little package where I can analyze it and present it to you and let you make a decision on my take. Trio of articles appearing on Bounding into Comics today make you wonder, are there cracks in the wall in the defense system against the wokeism? Well, let's take a look, and I'm going to give you my opinion, and then you decide for yourself. Here we go. We start with this. Square Enix president declares company needs to target global market to succeed. Japanese market no longer sufficient. If we go through this article, Square Enix CEO or president, what's his name? Matsuwara, Yusuke Matsuwara, is basically saying that in the world of video games where everything is on the market is so much larger than ever was, biggest market in the world, biggest money maker in the world, that Japan alone can no longer sustain the company. And you wonder, what do you mean by this? I mean, Square Enix is the go-to for RPGs, but they recently sold off all their stuff in the West to the Embracer Group. And a lot of that stuff got canceled. They haven't seen, outside of some of their diehard, oldest traditional franchises, they haven't seen a lot of success. You can scroll down through it right here. The Avengers game was an unmitigated disaster. I'll come back to that in a second. The Guardians of the Galaxy game didn't catch on despite MCU hype. Oh, maybe because stans don't buy anything in the West because they're just voices. Maybe. I don't know. But they mention here, let's just read what it says here. As such, it is critical for our business that we produce hit titles that speak to the global market, which offers greater scale in terms of both customers and sales volumes. Furthermore, game development efforts are becoming more sizable and sophisticated as the result of technological advancements in the devices on which they are played, such as consoles and smart devices. The investment required to develop game titles is therefore an order of magnitude greater than in the past, basically saying the Japanese market alone cannot fund it. Now, if you look at it from an emotionless perspective, then perhaps this kind of makes sense. Japan is not the largest population in the world. perhaps they're spending less. The economy's not always great over there. It's been up and down a lot of years. Maybe people not going to spend as much. Maybe you have to think. So you wonder then, is this merely really business oriented, or is this maybe a globalist perspective eating its way in? Because everybody likes to tell me whenever I talk about Square Enix, and they mention it here, they make you wonder, does it have anything to do? Here it is right here, I believe. The news of Square Enix going on a global market may also be a surprise, given Matsuda's comments in April. Though fitting, given their context, in an interview, Matsuda stated, nowadays the game market has become globalized. The domestic market used to be large. Now it's spoiled next to China and US. And you wonder if it is affected by the so-called ethics department that people like to talk about that happened in SE. I don't know. What I do know is that this game right here, Forspoken, it looks like it's going to be a massive disaster. I don't hear anybody interested in this game. This game looks like it's going to be lame and boring, and it looks like it might be a little woke, just the way it's presented. I don't know. So do you look at this and you ask, is this globalism affecting a traditional gaming company which has always prided itself on its JRPG status? Considering its losses on other non-traditional franchises within the company, I don't know. Maybe they can't really get by on Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest anymore, even though FF14 continues to make them buttloads of money. But that's just the thing. This is where I wanted to start with, because this one is a little nebulous as opposed to whether or not the wokism is invading. Although, again, I say Forspoken may be a sign of that. I know I sure as hell ain't getting that game. But here we go. We move forward. Staying in the video game realm. Now, I have never played a Guilty Gear game in my life. Full disclosure. But I've heard about this story, about this character, Bridget. A lot of woke activists are claiming that she's transgender, and the creator, where's his name? Daisuke Ishiwatari claims that it was always meant to be that way, that he always designed a bunch of characters upon minorities. It was always meant to be that way. This sounds like westernized wokist bullshit to me. And now you wonder, is it invading? Is it getting in there? At the same time, we're here again. We're still inbounding into comics. The Japanese commies condemned Dragon Quest over gender stereotypes and excessive sexiness. Oh, this sounds like the Western Puritanism that we see coming out of the woke end. God forbid beautiful video game females be attractive and use their feminine wiles sometimes. In fact, totally misrepresented if they're attacking Dragon Quest, because characters like Jade are ass kickers in that game. She is an ass kicker in DQ11. Good gracious. So you wonder, is it invading? Is the wokeism invading when they are now being very prominent? Because this sounds like Western wokeism. Gender stereotypes, excessive sexiness in Japan, which is the birthplace of fan service in gaming and anime and manga. And you wonder, is this just a headline? Is it leaking down at the populace, or are these just assholes trying to make it look like, trying to, again, create fake news? Fake, I said that earlier. False narratives that this is something that's going on, that people are really concerned about this, when in fact, maybe the population isn't. The population will continue as it always does and reject this stuff. So I ask you this kind of question. What does it mean? I want to believe that the Japanese market is going to remain a stalwart wall against the woke invasion, against this crap that has destroyed all the Western franchises, which has required people like myself and others to come up with new IPs and try and get them out there, even though I'm not ready to get it out there due to just certain things. But a lot of people are. Eric July, Jediversity, my co-hosts, Dre, Jed, Many people have gotten their stuff out there. We're really trying to create the alternative entertainment. And one of the things that has been powerful is that Japan, with its entertainment in video games and anime, manga, light novels, all that kind of stuff, it has remained a bastion of freedom of expression and creativity and good storytelling, not restricted by this SJW garbage. So I ask you, do these headlines you keep popping up, do you think that Square Enix trying to be more globalist, is it really just a business thing, or are they succumbing to the woke? Do you see the creators now retroactively trying to buy in to this wokism with characters that have been obviously one way or another, or political parties who align with the Marxist bullshit out here? Because it's a commie, means they're Marxists, means they're socialists. It's all the same. Are they aligned? You hear their rhetoric that you hear from the SJWs and the woke tards over here. Do they see a weakness that maybe we don't see in the defensive features of the Japanese market that maybe people are going to listen? I don't know. I'm not there. What I hope is that this is just a lot of hearsay and a lot of false narratives being put out there. My opinion, in the end, I do not think that the wokeism will completely penetrate. Things are always going to be a little woke. It's always going to be on the periphery, on the outer borders. But in the end, I don't think it's going to work, because the Japanese business, Japanese market structure over there, it's cutthroat. It's cutthroat. You are successful or you're not. It's not like over here where they're going to keep funding something for agenda. No, you have to make money over there. You have to. And sometimes maybe, as with Square Enix, maybe the ethics thing it's just lip service. I have not seen it yet appear in the video games I've played lately from them. Haven't seen it appear. I haven't been at 14 lately, but I hear people are still pretty happy with it. Still busty cat girls and bunny girls all over the place. Anime sure as hell hasn't stopped. Fan service galore everywhere. Same in the manga, which is the source material for anime. I don't think it's going to penetrate. I don't. Just because the business models don't allow it to. It's that simple. It's the economy, stupid. It's money. Money first, feelings second. And that's what I think. What do you guys think? Do you think it's going to break in there? Are you afraid that there are cracks in the wall, that it's going to get in there, we're going to ruin it, it's going to ruin everything we love coming out of Japan? I sincerely hope not, but I don't think it will. I think this is a sign of the last gasp. Bunch of woke tards trying to get another foothold someplace else before they completely lose it over here. Because guess what? They don't have Twitter anymore. Hooray, Elon! All right, I'm done. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, a like would be very much appreciated. If you're new here, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, where I hope to earn your trust and support using facts and logic, because facts and logic do not care about whiny SJW and Stan Fifis. Hit the notification button, share my videos if you like what I'm preaching, and by all means, leave comments. Love to hear from you guys. Do not care what Stans or SJWs have to say, because 201, they are cowards behind keyboards. Thank you again for watching. Take it easy. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you want to get in touch with me, you can reach out to me at therentnerd@gmail.com. That email's for channel business only, so I check it on a daily basis. Also, you can find me at the Geeks and Gamers forums under @ROAS, and you can find me at Rumble and Odyssey, The Renaissance Nerd. Thank you again. See you next time.